Hello everyone, I'm back with an update on corona figures till June 30th June 2020. Fear is a large shadow, but he himself is small. Well, this is so true in today's context. Let's look at the numbers to analyze my proposition here. So here are the figures as they stand at the end of 30th June 2020. If you remember, the infection fatality rate, or the IFR, was at 5.97% to be exact at the end of May, and it is at 4.85% currently. Now this in absolute term is a drop of only 1.12%, but in real terms, or shall I say relative terms, is a drop of 18.75%. Another way to look at it is that if the IFR was constant, then there would have been a death toll of 6,31,492 instead of the current 5,13,186. Same way, there has been a substantial drop in the CFR as well. CFR at 30th May was at 11.61% to be exact, and is at 8.14% currently. That's a 29.8% drop from the previous month's CFR. Also, it has to be noted that Spain was reporting recovered patients data till 1st of June, stopped doing it after that, and UK, Sweden and Netherlands have never given the data. So the actual recovered numbers are much higher than they show here, and that means CFR is even lower. But since we don't have it, I play with the numbers as they are. These are the weekly trends till week 26 ending at 28 June 2020. Again, we are seeing no real increase in the death figures. In fact, the per day death data is decreasing, and is in absolute terms as well as relative terms. Here we can see that in April, on an average, 6,326 people were dying every day, while the average pool of active cases was at 14,24,230. But in May, only 4,512 people were dying every day, even though the average pool of active people were per day was at 25,82,690. And this was further reduced in June, with only 4,400 people dying every day, with an active pool of 35,53,870. Here it is graphically represented. So although the absolute difference from March to April is 0.27%, in relative terms it's a drop of 37%. Same way, from April to May is a 61% drop, and May to June is a 29% drop in the death rate. And still we're getting more studies every day that the true number of COVID-19 infected people is way higher. What we really need is someone to do a massive antibody survey around the world, so we can get a sense of the true numbers of COVID-19 patients. As I have maintained before, that if we truly find the numbers, we would be having the CFR down below 1%. Now let's take another perspective at the scale of numbers of COVID-19 deaths. Also, please keep in mind that one of my assertions is that we still have no way to distinguish between how many people have died of COVID-19 and how many have died with COVID-19. And I still maintain that I won't be surprised if we fail to add even 1 week of extra death toll to 2020. So based on most estimates, the crude mortality rate of 2020 would be around 7.7%. But I have taken it even a bit lower than that, because 2019 ended with 7.6, so I have taken it at 7.6, which gives us a number of around 1,62,000 approx death daily. But let's round it even lower to 1,60,000 daily deaths, which means a total of 2,91,20,000 souls have left us this year from 1st of Jan to 30th June. Let's take a look at the different causes of death worldwide. This is an extrapolation from WHO estimates from 2017. I have taken the same percentage and applied it here to get the approx numbers of leading causes of death worldwide. As we can see, the number of 5,13,186 looks quite small when looked at the true scale of death worldwide daily, or you can say till 6 months. Let's take a quick look at India's numbers. Total cases are at 5,85,792. Total recovered at 3,47,839. Total deaths at 17,410. Here they are plotted on weekly basis. Again, we see the same trend continuing like before. Cases and recovery rising as we keep doing more tests, but the rate of death is not rising at the same pace. In fact, if we take out the addition of 1600 deaths which were added on 16 June, the trend line is as flat as it was before. Lastly, I would like to repeat John Keynes here, and I think so do everyone. There was a crisis spotted in March. We didn't have enough data and treatment knowledge on how to tackle this challenge that COVID-19 presented. But now, in my honest opinion, we have enough data to rethink our reactions and calibrate them in a way and manner that doesn't knock out the livelihoods and social economical fabric of our lives. Just like last time, I will add all the links and also my Excel working sheets in the description of the video. Thank you.